Everybody, this is Super Ninja Austin here, back with another video of the SNA podcast, episode 26, where we're going to talk about the wrestling news. On these wrestling articles, from the past couple weeks, I first started off with Ringside News, and then what was the other one? Oh no, Wrestling Inc. Then Ringside News, and now I'm going to look at some of the articles into the wrestling news on to Wrestle Talk now. And we're going to start off today with a huge update on LA Knight and his future in WWE. It's according to this article on Wrestle Talk, it says a huge update has emerged on LA Knight's future with WWE following speculation surrounding a potential push for the megastar. And it said, according to WrestleHops, it's LA Knight and WWE have been negotiating a new long-term deal, which is either close to close or has already been closed. So whatever his status with WWE, it looks like it's status on WWE. It looks like it's a good working relationship with Knight, and then he's going to be hanging around with the most popular wrestling promotion, which is known as the World Wrestling Entertainment, for a long time. And also it says it's going to be likely he's going to get his push like at any moment. But I believe they're going to be waiting. But when it comes to a title, a championship title achievement, it looks like it's going to be months away for that to happen just yet. But I think if there's any other kind of another achievement that he can achieve for an accolade, he's going to do so. Like if it has anything to do with SmackDown or anything on WWE overall, like even if it like King of the Ring, for an example, if they do a King of the Ring tournament anytime soon, I bet LA Knight will win it, just because they see so much potential and success into the guy, future success to be exact, in their company, and they're trying to plan it out like one push and step at a time. But what do y'all think about LA Knight's push? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. We're going to move on to the next article, which is former WWE star says that a former WWE star set to make a return, and it says a former star is reportedly said to be at this week's WWE Superstar Spectacle special event in India. And then via a news report of a WrestlingNews.co, the Great Khali is expected at the Superstar Spectacle show in some capacity. So what it's saying on this, according to this article, it says that the Great Khali could possibly make his return, with at least the appearance, at least. But I'm not sure what he's going to be doing in his return. Like, what if he's going to be in some kind of a segment during the Superstar Spectacle, or just presenting himself, representing WWE's event, like in supporting this India event, which they're going to be in India, which I'm not sure it's going to be on Peacock, but it says they're going to be at this weekend. They're going to make an appearance over there, including even John Cena as well, and a couple other recognizable names. And then, but yeah, like what do y'all think? Like, is he? What do you thought? What do you think about this news about the Great Khali making a return into the superstar? I think it's the best way to make his WWE return by going to his home country and and I wouldn't say headline, but what's that word? I would say making some kind of a special appearance, like to to be a part of this part of the show of some sort. But we're going to see some more news about this, and then we're going to talk about that in our next upcoming video. But yeah, y'all, what do y'all think about this? Do you think is this making a return by just making a appearance on a segment or being involved in the match? Or what do you think of what do you think about it whatsoever? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And then next up we have some CM Punk news. In this article, like current WWE name addresses as his potential WWE return, which it says a current WWE name has given his thoughts on whether he thinks CM Punk will end up making a return after being fired by AEW. My apologies, but it says right here the belief is that there are many top WWE stars who aren't in favor of Punk returning, but some at least recognize it as an opportunity to make money and ultimately and, and ultimately it's up to Paul Levesque, aka Triple H, and Nick Khan, or possibly even Endeavor to make that decision. So yeah, what they're saying on this article, like I guess some of like even if CM Punk wants to make a return, it's I get basically up to Triple H or Nick Khan or even the owner of Endeavor to make that call to bring back the former WWE champion. Like, and then even if they do bring him back, like some of the wrestlers in WWE will not want to see him back, and I can point out one of them, even though I'm not trying to name no names and trying to stir any kind of pots, but I as we seen from that interview from Seth Rollins back a few months ago from the little festivities they were doing for WrestleMania 39. Like he was saying that basically CM Punk's a cancer, and he called and said it by referring him to his real first name, like Phil, don't come back here, you're a cancer. Which I'm not sure if he would agree with WWE's decision if they make that kind of decision of bringing back the voice of the voiceless and the self-proclaimed best in the world, which I would say I wouldn't mind him to come back, but that's only if WWE would bring him back. Well, I'd be well interested and invested into this decision that if they ever do pull that trigger of bringing him back, but because and even if they I would say even if they didn't have trouble with WWE before, I bet WWE would not so much in a hurry to bring him back, like because for the fact that because of having some of that backstage heat from AEW, especially recently with him getting into an altercation, nearly a physical one, like with Jack Perry, because he did an unprofessional, unsafe spot with a Hook, saying it's real glass onto the car when he did that rolling senton and then onto Hook, and then Hook hit him with the exploder suplex. But it looked like Hook safely did the move, but like he did exactly what Punk would not recommend him to do. and that's what got into that argument. And then, yeah, for guys you haven't known, that probably was under a rock, but that CM Punk got into a fight with Jungle Boy about not being dangerous in the ring and be safe, including not to use legitimate glass that could seriously injure himself. And then and then and then and then Jungle Boy, or Jack Perry, used to say, I should say nowadays, this just did it anyway, saying by saying, like, this is real glass, like, you're gonna go cry about it. And then CM Punk did not like that, and then he called him out right before he had his match against Samoa Joe at All In. He was like, what was that all about? Like, and he was like, and then Jack Perry's like, don't worry about you saw what I did. And then that's when CM Punk was like, I should kick your ass for that. And then that's when they got into a shoving altercation, which the security and Samoa Joe broken up. And then, yeah, long story short, and then that's what got and then that's when Tony Khan, that's when I'll start with Tony Khan suspending both men. And then Tony Khan was thinking about it, like, who could be the most dangerous person into the locker room and not get along with most of the roster, and that wants to leave AEW, like, and quit because of it. Like, he made that decision of releasing CM Punk. But anyways, from this news article, like, from the news article, like, it's rumored that he wants to make a return for WWE, but I'm not sure if they will be so quickly to hiring him. So I'll say, but there's been some other recent news that Impact Wrestling has some interest in bringing him to the company. But that's only if he agreed to negotiations with them, negotiate with them, and sign with their company, and if he can agree with at least most of the wrestlers in the roster. But that's only if that's the case. But what do you think? Do you think he's going to make a return? And do you think that the wrestlers from WWE, if they do bring him in, do you think some of the wrestlers in WWE, including Seth Rollins, would work with him? And then, just for the sake of bringing in some profit and ratings into the company, y'all let me know down in the comments below. And we're going to move on to this next news story. Is Gunther has became the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion today in history by beating the Honky Tonk Man's record of being the longest reigning champion. And then, according to this article we have right here, it says the WWE Intercontinental Champion Gunther has now broken the Honky Tonk Man's record, with WWE recognizing him as the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion ever. Gunther became the Intercontinental Champion since on the episode of SmackDown in June 10th, 2022. Of dethroning Ricochet on that episode of SmackDown, which I remember that episode of SmackDown like if it was last month, where Ricochet hit him with a missile drop kick, and then Gunther came out of nowhere and hit him with a missile drop kick. He hit him with the Gunther bomb that gave him the 1, 2, 3, and became the new IC champion. And since then, he's been holding that title for 14 months, or at least almost to that point. But today he struck in the longest reign as champion, which I don't know how many days, but y'all let me know down in the comments below. I should search it up on Google at how long is Gunther's how many days is his title reign like. But yeah, that's the greatest achievement that from any former Intercontinental Champion I've ever gained, because nobody because nobody in history could have, its modern day, could beat that record. Even if even a wrestler that held the title for a year couldn't even hold it. I'm sorry for not remembering most things about this title reign. Like, I need to continuing doing my wrestling research, like which I need to do, like which I'm going to be doing for the next upcoming videos in the future. So please bear with me right now. But anyways, I believe, like, I don't think nobody had the longest reign as champion. Like, not even the Miz. Like, when he's been the second ever wrestler that held the title more times than the second ever wrestler that held it more times than anybody, second to Chris Jericho, of course. Like, not even Chris Jericho and the Miz couldn't have held that title many times in their 8 and 9 times reign combined. Like, they couldn't hold that title for that long. Only for chasing that championship is the longest from Gunther's reign as champion, but that doesn't matter and count. But yeah, this is the best achievement from Gunther and from any former Intercontinental Champion in history in WWE. Like, and I hope he gets more pushed by transitioning it to a mid-carder to a main eventer, like even winning the WWE World Heavyweight Champion by 2024. And yeah, like I said, like next month, I believe he's gonna dethrone it to Chad Gable, possibly on the next pay-per-view, which is WWE Fastlane. What do y'all think? Like, do you, for now being the longest reigning champ, do you think he should now soonly drop the title to a upcoming wrestler that had proved himself to be a mid-card champion on the red brand, or you think he should have held it more longer and hold that title possibly until 2024, until he gets his push of being the WWE World Heavyweight Championship? Y'all let me know down below. And we're moving on to the next news now. Is WWE announces okay, I see. Okay, starting off up next, we have WWE announces expected date for Endeavor deal to be finalized. And it says, according to this article, it said the expected date that deal between Endeavor and WWE will form TKO Group. Holding is expecting to close has been announced. WWE has issued a press release revealing the new on its official corporate website, which reads as following: Endeavor and WWE deal to create TKO Group close at this month in September 12th. Upon close, TKO will list on New York Stock Exchange, begin public trading. Beverly Hills and Beverly Hills, California, and Stamford, Connecticut, September 7th, 2023. Endeavor Group holds an incorporation in NYSE and Endeavor in the wrestling world. World Wrestling Entertainment. My apology. World Wrestling Entertainment Incorporated in NYSE. WWE today announced WWE expect to closed the previous announced transaction to form TKO Group and form TKO September 12th, after which time TKO will be trading on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol, which they're trying to confirm, which it said it'll be finalizing. Which, according to this article, like what this article states that WWE is gonna finalize their deal with Endeavor, with Vince McMahon selling WWE to the parent, which is the parent company of the UFC, is that it's going to finalize by this 12th of this month in September, which I believe it's this this coming Tuesday. Yeah, they're going to finalize everything, and they're going to merge into one big company called TKO, the TKO Group, which I'm not sure what this means for WWE, like, and for it being a company itself, like to be a wrestling company itself, like, are they still gonna go by the name WWE, or they're gonna be one company, just be known as the TKO Wrestling promotion? But what y'all think? Y'all let me know about this down in the comments below. We're gonna move on to the next news story, which is updates on WWE views Jey Uso's return on Monday Night Raw. There's something, and it says there's something on there's something of an update on how WWE views Jey Uso after moving him over to the Red Brand, which is the Monday Night Raw roster, as of this past Monday, or this past week, from being announced from Payback this past Saturday, when Cody Rhodes announced it on the Grayson Waller Effect. And then it says right here on this article, also says on this article, there's something, or not this, during Payback on Saturday, September 2nd, Cody Rhodes announced that he's used his pool backstage, bring Jey Uso back after he quit the Bloodline, SmackDown, and WWE all together a few weeks ago. Jey instantly becomes one of the most popular babyface singles talent on the Monday Night brand. On the Monday Night brand, and it seems WWE recognizes that only a couple weeks ago, WWE made updates to its website banners to Raw and SmackDown, and even NXT, which features 6 talent for each other's respective shows. So they initially tell you which 6 people WWE sees as the biggest star of each show. The update Raw banner features the Intercontinental Champion Gunther, Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, the Man Becky Lynch, the World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins, Ricochet, and much more. Despite only being updated recently, the banner has now been updated again, with Jey Uso replacing Ricochet, as you can see below. Obviously on the picture. On the website isn't to be all in an end all, but it is an indication that WWE now sees Jay as one of the biggest stars on Raw. In case you weren't you were in case you were interested, the SmackDown banner features the stars from left to right, like the likes of Rey Mysterio and the rest of the LWO. Um, Charlotte Flair, the reigning, defending, undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns, Bianca Belair, LA Knight, WWE Women's Champion Io Sky, NXT has the likes of Tiffany Stratton, which she's the NXT Women's Champion, Roxanne Perez, the NXT Champion, Carmelo Hayes, Braun Breaker, Gigi Dolan, and Dominic Mysterio, which he's the North American Champion, of course. And then here's the Monday Night Raw banner with the transformation with Jey Uso replacing Ricochet into this posted banner from Monday Night Raw and from WWE for Monday Night Raw, of course. My apologies from the tongue tie, but yeah, like I don't know what that means. I think Ricochet's staying on Raw. It's just that they see Jey Uso as a bigger star, and that's very unfortunate for Ricochet. For Ricochet to be less known on that now on the advertisement banner. Like they could have made room for Jey Uso. Like they didn't really needed to replace him. Like even though they have like 3 wrestlers on each side, they could have made it 4 wrestlers on each side. Like just add Jey Uso on that side and then add another wrestler on the roster. They could have put anybody. They could put either like both members of both, like either both members or even one of the members of the Canadian brother. No, not members. I should say the Canadian brothers, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I don't know why I said that members, but I said they should have put either Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn into the banner, or even a Finn Balor or Damian Priest, or anybody in that matter that's a big time star onto the Raw brand in WWE. But what y'all think about this? Like, move to Monday Night Raw, and then rumor also has it that there's gonna be a trade for Raw, like which they got Jey Uso, and they're gonna reveal who, and they announced that they're gonna reveal that who they traded Jey Uso for Raw and for the Raw wrestler to go to SmackDown. Rumor has it it's going to be none other than the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, which some say in the wrestling internet community that it could be too soon for him to bring him on to SmackDown. Because they still have which this is true, like they still have 7 months left to go until it's WrestleMania, the next WrestleMania, which is the 40th WrestleMania and the 40th year anniversary of the Showcase of the Immortals. But yeah, but I think this makes sense to bring, if this is the case, of course, like if to bring in Cody Rhodes, because not only it could continue to start the story, to finish the story into the becoming the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, but it can benefit the whole entire SmackDown roster of him being in programs with the likes of Grayson Waller, Austin Theory, and even LA Knight, and like I said before, like I believe that MJF could make an appearance in WWE as the Salt of the Earth, which I was thinking like he could face him be in a program with the American Nightmare Cody as soon as he's finished the story. And I don't know where this came from. I'm saying, like, in general, like, along with Cody Rhodes finishing the story, speaking of which, I should have said, my apologies. But anyways, I believe he's going to be on SmackDown. But it looks like he could be a Raw wrestler. and Cody Rhodes could bring the Undisputed Championship to Raw, while whoever's going to be the World Heavyweight Champion, whether it be Seth Rollins or not, should bring that title over to SmackDown in 2024. That's what it is. But y'all let me know about that, about my theory down in the comments below. But anyway, he could face the likes of those three wrestlers I just mentioned, and much more, and it could benefit both men of being future mega main event stars of their own respective careers into the sports entertainment promotion. But what y'all think about what y'all think about this move? Like, do you think Cody Rhodes is going to be that guy that they traded for Jey Uso, or is it somebody else on Raw? Y'all let me know down in the comments below, and we're going to figure all that out. Figure all this out, and then when we find out by watching this Friday SmackDown, when they announce who they traded for Jey Uso with, we're gonna talk about it on the SNA podcast for the SmackDown review part 4. But let's continue moving on to the next news article we're gonna talk about on Wrestle Talk, which is it looks like we ran out of articles on it. It looks like I'm going to have to go to Sportskeeda. This is kind of embarrassing for me to announce this, but I'm just being honest. Like this, that's the best way that's how you're going to be a very successful person in general. Like not only doing it by blogging or any desires like playing sports or being a sports athlete or an actor or a chef or a director or any kind of professions that's out in this world, like you'd still want to be honest, like the old saying goes, like honesty is the best policy, and I would say it's very correct 100% many different ways. But let's get back to the point of this video, which is a wrestling news video, and we're going to talk about more about the world of professional wrestling. We're going to look up a couple of articles on Sportskeeda. I'm gonna look them up right on Google. It's wrestling articles from Sportskeeda. Let's see. Which is gonna okay. Next up, we have. It's loading right now. My apologies. I shouldn't have said it too soon. Okay. Okay. We got on the Sportskeeda news, we have seven-time champion could possibly make the next WWE World Heavyweight Championship report, which shows WWE introduced. This is going to talk about WWE has introduced a new World Heavyweight Championship due to absences of the other two titles, which was unified at WrestleMania 38 last year by Roman Reigns, according to a wrestling report. Some within the company want former Intercontinental Champion and United States Champion Shinsuke Nakamura to win the championship. Like either this year either this year Nakamura made his way to Monday Night Raw during the annual WWE draft. The King of Strong Style was booked much better over the from the past few years on SmackDown under Triple H regime on the main roster. He immediately became a threat and a worthy challenger on the Red brand. The King of Strong Style is in a heated feud with the current World Heavyweight Champion, Seth freaking Rollins, and he could win the title according to Zero News. According to Zero News, some within the company want Shinsuke Nakamura to beat Rollins to become the second ever new World Heavyweight Championship. The new World Heavyweight Champion, the champion, yeah. Some within the company want to defeat for the World Heavyweight Championship. While there are many who support Rollins and want his reign to continue for the time being. The report also states that many want Seth Rollins to keep the title and have a lengthy reign. It be interested to see if Shinsuke Nakamura captures his first ever world title in WWE's main roster. WWE World Heavyweight Championship match closed the show at Payback. Earlier this year, Triple H introduced a brand new belt for Monday Night Raw and announced a tournament for the vacant championship. Superstars from Raw and SmackDown got an opportunity to compete for the title. In the end, Seth freaking Rollins from Monday Night Raw defeated the phenomenal AJ Styles from Friday Night SmackDown to win the vacant World Heavyweight Championship, become the inaugural modern World Heavyweight Champion of the modern era in Saudi Arabia at Night of Champions 2023. The Visionary had over a dozen title defenses. The past 100 days as whether it was live events, weekly shows, and premium live events from the company. However, he never closed a pay-per-view as the champion. And I'll say that's sadly true, because in every single live event when he defends that championship, whether if it's being on the weekly show on Raw or on the live event house shows or even premium live event pay-per-views, he never closed out and main events the show as the World Heavyweight Champion when he defends it. And then that was very lucky, if not blessed, for Rollins to get an opportunity to main event the show. And maybe this was a blessing in disguise that Roman Reigns didn't wrestle, or otherwise he would have main evented the show, possibly. But yeah, and it says that some in the company wants Shinsuke to defeat him, which I believe he should in a way, because otherwise, what would be the point of having this rematch? Like one match would have been good enough for this feud. Like, if they're not going to plan on making him the World Heavyweight Champion anytime soon. But in my opinion, I think it should. And then whether if they have Damian Priest cash in his briefcase against Nakamura or not, I think Nakamura should win this, because there's no other way to end this feud with him losing, because that'll be kind of burying the former NXT champion and in IC United States, and even the IWGP Junior Heavyweight and Intercontinental Champion in New Japan champions. So it wouldn't do him no favors. We're doing any favors, but to give him that championship. But what y'all think? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. We're gonna see more about this. And yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm a huge fan of Seth Rollins being that championship. He's defending it every single week on live events, and occasionally defended on weekly television. Even defended on NXT against Braun Breaker, and then he successfully defended from the last 4 months, I believe. Yeah, since May, ever since he held that championship. I'll say ever since he held that championship, he's been successfully defending that championship. And I don't know, we're gonna see about this, but I think Shinsuke should win this to make sense into the story, into this program for the World Heavyweight title. And then why would WWE lie to us? And then what has me couldn't help but notice, why would WWE lie to say that this new World Heavyweight champion? You found it? That's great, Finn McMissile. Yeah. But anyways, we got baby found car. Okay. We're gonna play with these later. But anyways, my apologies. Your racetrack. Okay. We're gonna play with that just a sec. Uncle gotta finish making his news video. But anyways, back to the news. I believe Seth Rollins is a great champion. He defended that title successfully no matter what show he's on, even defending on NXT against Braun Breaker. Uncle don't need these. You can't show these around the camera. Trey, you leave those alone. But I know you're trying to help, but Uncle's doing his video right now. He don't need them until afterwards. Okay, Trey? But anyways, but yeah, y'all let me know down below, and we're gonna see more about this, and let's hope WWE makes the right decision so they won't be heavily criticized. Oh yeah, I've lost my train of thought. Why would WWE lie to us and say it's gonna have the same lineage as the old World Heavyweight Champion when it clearly doesn't? It says Seth Rollins is the inaugural. It's been reports that he's the inaugural World Heavyweight Champion. Yeah, that means he is the inaugural champion in this modern time. But you should have kept it that way instead of saying it's going to have the same lineage with the former champions, with the likes of Triple H, Batista, The Undertaker, Kane, John Cena, Randy Orton, Chris Benoit, and so many more. And I bet I'm probably not going to get hired by WWE if I ever be a wrestler by bringing up their former wrestler for naming him as a former World Heavyweight Champion. But it's true. There's been nearly 100 wrestlers who became that championship, and then whether if they will hire me or not, I'm gonna speak what's in my mind, like every other wrestling podcaster would do, like every other wrestling podcaster, whether if they're becoming a blogger or a podcaster into the wrestling. I'm not sure if that's even a word, podcaster, but a blogger, I should say, a wrestling blogger. Whether if they just got started on YouTube, or they used to been wrestlers from WWE, or journalists or commentators or whatever, and they give they two or working as the producer in WWE, put their 2 cents into the wrestling situation. But yeah, but we're not gonna worry about what I just said about the last part. We're just gonna get to the point, and then we're gonna get back to the point, and then say why would they bring that up? But who knows? Yeah, let's move on to the next article. We have. Okay, up next we have have some women's championship news that a former WWE Women's Champion shows off of a bold new replica of the WWE Women's Championship. Dang it! Like some spam call was trying to call me, and it kind of messed me up right now. But anyways, like we're gonna get to this article, wrestling news article. It says right here. Where? Come on, where is it? But yeah, it's basically said it's been stated from a former women's champion, and it shows that she shows off a new design for the title during the IA, and it says the women. And according to this news, it says the women's division on WWE SmackDown appears, not an LR, appears to be focused on Charlotte Flair and Damage Control at the moment, which could be why it's been almost a match since Asuka has wrestled on the blue brand. The Express not the Express. I mean the Impress. Not the Express. I mean my bad. Like what's up with these tongue-tied enunciations? My bad. It's the Empress of Tomorrow, which is Asuka's nickname. The Empress of Tomorrow has appeared at a WWE live event recently, wrestling women's champion Io Sky, but it seems that she has made a drastic decision while on a hiatus. Asuka recently updated her Twitter to show several images of her with a new shorter haircut throughout her career. She has been known for her locks, or she's been known as her color locks, which now appears to be much shorter than they once were. Let me reread this. I didn't read this very clearly. Asuka recently updated her Twitter profile to show several images of her with a new shorter haircut throughout her career. She has been known for her colorful locks, which now appear to be much shorter than they once were. This could be just the change that Asuka has been seeking to push her character forward with a new look. Will Asuka be the one to dethrone Io Sky on WWE SmackDown? Asuka and Io Sky have quite the history, with rumors swirling that Kairi Sane could be set to make her return to WWE in the near future. Many fans believe that Asuka could be the one to finally dethrone Sky. Io Sky is not Sky. Io Sky has been pushed hard on SmackDown since her Money in the Bank win, and as the SmackDown Women's Champion, she has looked unstoppable with Damage Control in her corner. It's to imagine anyone will be able to to neutralize the the two women long enough to get to Sky in her championship. Asuka was the champion a few short weeks ago. Oh, before her loss against Bianca Belair at SummerSlam, which was also when Io Sky decided to cash in cash in her Money in the Bank briefcase. It's easy to imagine that the Empress of Tomorrow will be the one to seek revenge and take back the title that she lost only moments before Io Sky cash in. Do you? Yeah. I, but yeah, it says that Oscar showed out a new appearance, which I don't know, which I haven't seen the image before, but it's been noted that she posted on Twitter. Make sure y'all check out on her Twitter profile, which I haven't seen her image of her shorter haircut. But I bet it's probably more shorter when she looks like a female version of Kota Ibushi. But anyway, it said that she could be the one that could defeat Io Sky in the next in her next upcoming title defense, like one of her next upcoming title defense, which I probably think she will, either her or Kairi Sane, because there's been and it also says in the news article that Kairi Sane set to make her return in the next 2 months, and we could possibly see her beating Io Sky because they go all the way back even to their NXT days and I believe their Stardom days, but we could see Kairi Sane or Asuka, either of the two members of the Kabuki Warrior, of defeating her. And they could even join forces with one another to take down Damage Control and beat them down, and then that will be in a triple threat situation. And you know what? I think they should do this on one of their episodes of SmackDown between November or December, with them being the three first ever Japanese women's wrestlers of main eventing a WWE SmackDown, episode of SmackDown, which I think it'll be really great for both three women. I would say this could possibly work, and this could turn into some kind of a unexpected twist that that Kairi Sane will be the one to dethrone her and then what else they also have in common, they're both former women's tag team champions and former NXT women's champion. And then this would be really great for her WWE resume of making her return and becoming women's champion. And not only that, but also being the IWGP women's champion and the WWE women's champion in the same year of 2023. But I believe that's going to happen, and they're going to be the first three ever Japanese women's wrestlers to wrestle in the match for the title. And what do y'all think? Do you think that's going to happen, or something totally different is going to happen, and Asuka could win the championship anytime soon in the next month or so? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. We're going to move on to probably one more. We're gonna end this video with one more. Maybe a couple more news, and then we're gonna call it a day. And it's a former WWE champion there it is. Yeah, WWE champion finally returned after 9 long years for a major feud with LA Knight on SmackDown, exploring the idea. LA Knight has undoubtedly been the the hottest name on WWE, on WWE SmackDown brand, having recently shared the ring with the likes of John Cena and The Miz, and even The Undertaker at the beginning of this year for the Raw's 30th anniversary. Since his move to the main roster, he is his move onto the main roster. Could could a former world champion return to the company to return to the company to detail his momentum? And it says LA Knight faced The Miz recently in a match at Payback with John Cena as the special guest referee, and fans accepted the bout with praise, along with the two competitors' wrestling skills. The audience was amazed by the entertainment value brought by the 16-time world champion. While the feud is seemingly set to continue, the next person in line to feud against the megastar LA Knight, on WWE SmackDown might be none other than CM Punk. The straight edge superstar has been in the headlines since getting permanently terminated from the All Elite Wrestling promotion, and fans have been speculating about his return ever since. While nothing is confirmed yet about CM Punk and LA Knight look to be two stars primed to have a rivalry against each other, considering their promo skills and charisma. While AEW could impose a non-compete clause on the former WWE champion, if that's not the case, he could return to Triple H's company and have a feud with the rising megastar for everyone's amusement. But what I think about this matter, I think that even if they do have a non-compete clause, it could be between, I would say, 60 to 90 days, and then they'll be like you won't be able to sign in any company until December, until November to December, like towards the end of this year, if he wants to wrestle for any promotion. But if that's not the case, then he could, which I believe, like if a wrestling company release you without a non-compete clause, that means you could go to any wrestling promotions like that's outside of their establishment, like, which that could happen. That's only if he can negotiate a deal with the game, Triple H, into a deal with WWE, and then that means he could be in a program with the megastar. Which, if that's the case, then I would believe this could. If it's all this is the case that he gonna return, I think they could do this in the next couple of months, like when everything started dying down about his confrontation and altercation with Jack Perry, which kind of got him fired. But it was probably like a second or third strike that he ever been in a backstage brawl with a wrestler, like with him being notably being in a brawl with the Elite along with Ace Steel, which they fired him, but they eventually brought him back. And then they suspended CM Punk for like, I believe, like they claimed to be suspension for like 30 days, but it looked like that 30 days turned into I would say, how many months has it been? I would say 9 months. So I'll say 9 times 30 equals 30 equals two 250 days. Yeah, I'll say not 250. I mean 200 and count it all back. No, that's like 100, 180. So as I counted back, we got. Sorry about that. I was thinking about not 250 days. I mean, I would say about 300. It's like over 300 days. Yeah, but I'm trying to get it specifically correct. Like, if we've been 9 months out of action, I would say. So I'll say 90, and then another 90, 180, and add another 9. And add another 330. So I would say 180. I'll say 270 days. I'll say that's like 270 days without being at any AEW programming. But it looks like we're gonna see him in plenty of more days without. We're gonna see AEW without Punk, like probably 100 times more than 270 days, like with him being fired because of circumstances with CM Punk not getting along with everybody on the roster, and could be a danger to everybody, and even to Tony Khan himself, which made him have no choice, which he's leaving, and he goes to another promotion if he's still interested in being in the wrestling business. But what do y'all think? Do you think CM Punk gonna go back to the place that the secondary company? I won't say secondary. I'll say go back to one of the wrestling companies that made him famous. And as the best in the world, I should say. Let me rephrase that. Like, that made him famous and that made him the best in the world. Like, do you think that that's gonna happen, and he could be he's gonna be in a very, 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 very interesting in the biggest showcase the programming with the megastar, or is there have no plans for him, and they're gonna continue pushing LA Knight with other bigger stars that they already have, like with the likes of John Cena and Cody Rhodes. Like, y'all let me know down in the comments below about anything. I would love to hear it. And then we're gonna end today's video with this final article with WWE update on X-Pac, who had returned to the ring in 2022, and it says right here that former WWE superstar X-Pac has now has recovered and been cleared to compete in wrestling matches from the past year. And he recently confirmed on social media. He confirmed his return of competing in the world of professional wrestling on his social media account, saying, according to his article, said the WWE Hall of Famer and former superstar X-Pac, real name Sean Waltman, recently gave an update on his health in pro wrestling. Takes a toll on the body, leading to several injuries throughout a wrestler's career, and it appears that Waltman is 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 dealing, yeah. And then it appears that Sean Waltman is appearing with one. The D-Generation X member made his in-ring return in the ring in 2022 at GCW, facing Joey Janela, Joey Janela's facing Joey Janela's spring break, being participating in Joey Janela's spring break 6 event. He emerged victorious over Matt Cardona and Brian Myers by teaming up with Joey Janela. However, Joey Janela on X-Pac and attacked him after the match, despite being sidelined following surgery. He is yet to wrestle in 2023. Ever since then, Waltman also appeared in a D-Generation X segment at the Monday Night Raw 30 and the Raw 30 show of the 30th anniversary show of WWE's Monday Night Raw in January. The 51-year-old recently appeared on Dr. Bro Hightower's YouTube show as he stretched his right arm. The WWE Hall of Famer confessed to Hightower that he struggled with a ruptured labrum, but he entirely forgot about the ailment because he no longer feel pain from the injury. And then he says right here, I got a torn labrum. I forgot the pain is gone. It says X-Pac. X-Pac said onto the interview, onto the Dr. Brew, what's it called? Onto the Dr. Brew Hightower show, on YouTube, which he said. And then, according to Dutch Mantell's honest take on WWE legend X-Pac turning down AEW appearance, wrestling veteran Dutch Mantell voiced his opinion on Sean Waltman's turning down on AEW offers in the past, noting in a interview with Sportskeeda, another D-Generation X member, Billy Gunn, shared that AEW tried to reach out to the 51-year-old about joining them, but as per the reports, X-Pac wasn't interested and turned down the offer. While speaking on story time with Dutch Mantell, the veteran spoke about the matter of why the D-Generation X member refused to work with AEW, saying, I would say he doesn't want to burn his WWE bridge. I think he's good friends with Hunter, which is Triple H. He don't want to go up there. I don't know what kind of money they offered, probably good money, but I think loyalty, and since WWF and WWE were the ones who made him, that's where his home is. And I don't think he wants to. He wants to. He wants to," said Montel. What do you think about Dutch Mantel, the former Zep Coulter's comments? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, this is really good for the both NWO and D-Generation X member that he's clear enough to compete again. Now, I think I heard about that from a news article from last year and from this year about his status as a wrestler. He made his return into GCW, teaming with Joey Janela against the former WWE Tag Team Champions and the former Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins, which they're going by their real names, Matt Cardona and Brian Myers. And then they said he's clear enough to compete, and it says that he can wrestle anybody in any company, but they say he's not interested in AEW, and it's because of his loyalties with the one that's running the creative and the talent relations in the company itself, WWE Triple H. Like, he wants to stay loyal, and he's good friends with the game, and then he wants to keep that relationship fresh and loyal and mean on his word of not wrestling for any major promotions other than WWE. Like, and what do you think? Do you think he's gonna make his in-ring return in WWE, or is he gonna continue wrestling in the indies and he's gonna stay like that until he retires for good and hang up the boots for good? But yeah, I'm gonna let y'all to decide down in the comments. I'm not sure about this matter because I haven't really been a X-Pac fan, but I think he was very talented in the ring. He's just underratedly good. And he was so underrated. He hardly have any memorable matches in WWE, and he's hardly been brought up into the business whatsoever. But yeah, I'm gonna end this video right here. And make sure y'all give me all y'all's opinions down in the comments below. Anything in the world of professional wrestling, which that was the video of the Wrestling News video part 4 and episode 26 of the SNA podcast. I've been your host, Super Ninja Austin. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure you give me a huge thumbs up, and then click on the subscribe button if you haven't already, so you can have more of my podcast content, and then be notified. And then click on that bell notification so you can be notified when I upload a new video, which I'm gonna do tomorrow night, which is episode 27 and 28 of the SNA podcast, which is the SmackDown review part 4 and AEW Dynamite review part 4. Make sure y'all check that out. I've been your host, Super Ninja Austin. This has been the episode 26 of the SNA podcast, and I'll see you all next time, tomorrow night. The Super Ninja Austin, the Assassin, out.